Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Tessa Lamping, and today I want to go over how I create my watch list from the weekend. And today is Memorial Day, so I want to thank all the fallen soldiers and first responders and everyone else who's made a huge impact to creating our wonderful nation. And I just want to thank you all for those who have lost their lives, and to the families and just all the loved ones out there. Thank you. So to get back, I'm just kind of looking at the stocks. I have a watch list down here to the bottom left, so that way I can see the top two highest percent gainers, so that way like old stocks, they can come back up on my watch list. And I keep most of my stocks right here on the tabs. Now I am using stocks to trade. I have eTrade Pro on my other laptop, and I have a watch list on there which I just take from here and add to there. And so what I look for are mostly morning panic dip buys on multi-day runners that have been amazing lately. So as you can see, here is TLSS, and it's an OTC. I haven't been trading OTCs very much because I don't use big enough size yet to actually profit past the commissions. So I am getting really tempted because they're having just beautiful and perfect morning panics to dip buy into, and frankly I've been missing them, and I really need to figure out how big of a position size I need to take so that way I can start profiting. TLSS is on my radar because, as you can see, it's been just going up and up, and there's some great breakout opportunities to buy. And yes, you could hold overnight for a spike there, but like I said before, I have really done well paper trading with OTC for screen days, but since I've gone live, I don't use big enough size for me to profit, and a majority of them haven't been working out. So SRNE, it was a multi-day runner, and I started to panic, but it's just doing a lot of sideways action, and I think it would really take some news or a lot of pumping for it to spike up. So I'm just gonna exit out of that one because it'll come back on my top percent gainers during the week when I need to watch it again. But Mark, it keeps going up, and so I'm very curious about a chart like this. So I go from the 6 months. If it's a new stock that I haven't been watching for a while, I like to go 10 years, 20 years, 5 years, 3 years, 1 year. I just like to see its past history, and as you can see, it is definitely a recent runner, and that further spikes my interest. So then I'll go to, let's look at the 1 month chart. It doesn't hurt to look at multiple time frames, and especially since this one's been running for a while. And I like looking at 1 minute charts because I can see everything from it. And you can do 5 minutes, 15 minutes, but I really want to know how it's been running. And I have been watching this for quite a while. Tim Sykes actually alerted it a while ago, I think from my Market Mastery the Market Mastery 2020 subscription that I have, and that was back in like the 3s or the 4s, and I didn't like the chart, so I've just been mostly watching it, although I have bought some morning panics on it if I remember right. But as you can see, this is why I still want to keep an eye on SRNE, because it has the first day, it has that spike, and then it kind of fades off into the sideways action, and then it just takes a catalyst for it to spike up again. So even though I exited out of SRNE, when I'm most curious about it is when it'll reach the top percent gainers again, run for a couple days, and then have that panic. So I'm not worried about missing out on the spikes. Yes, I want to get better at that in the future, but right now I'm focusing on morning panic dip buys. So, as you can see, it has a history of spiking. It broke out right here. And what kind of, oh, so I guess it wasn't, it broke out above this consolidation. And let's see, 269. This is, so it hasn't quite made it back to previous highs, but it has the potential. And let's see, I'm in the way. 93 stocks. I like to check out the news. So, what? I like to check out the Twitter feed. This is an amazing tool. Pretty early in thinking on, I'll take some. So it looks like people, let's see, are looking to buy it in case Church try to spin this info. Spire. So it looks like people are interested in Mark and to keep buying it. So that's good. I'm gonna leave this right here because that's not even going right now. So this is definitely on my radar. I think it could potentially go higher, and because this stock has a history of big panics, I'm just waiting for a bounce, preferably a morning panic, and then it should bounce. But it looks like the panics are pretty reliable and they tend to spike. But I'm always keeping an eye out for offerings. I don't want to get stuck in one of those. And sometimes when you have the offerings, the stock can spike and bounce just like if it was in a normal panic. But not all the time. It's not an exact science, as Tim likes to say. Anyway, so TLSS will be on my radar because it has the potential to possibly break out to higher highs, but this could also, because it really does look like consolidation, but I'm always worried after the panics, and I think it could potentially go down. So will I buy it? Probably not. Will I watch it? Definitely. Let's go to SPOM. So as you can see, it has 3 red days, so it has histories of panics and then bouncing. It is also an OTC, so what I'm going to do is put it next to TLSS because I want to keep the OTCs together so that way I don't kind of accidentally buy it. Next, I'll go to the 1 month chart because as you saw, it has a history of spiking. And then 1 minute. Wait for it to load. And that is a beautiful panic. And let's see, down to the 19s. So it had a bounce and it took a few days for it to bounce. And just because they have a panic does not mean it has to bounce. And like I said, it's not an exact science. And you can also see from up here, it panicked this day and it continued to panic that day. It panicked the other morning and it panicked in the evening. It's just not a very reliable stock in my opinion. I will just keep watching it. CREX. So this is another runner. Can you kind of see the patterns of how they spike and then they can spike again and then kind of hold this consolidation? I really like how it's holding the 230s area and it hasn't broken down below the 217s and 220s. So as you can see, I have a ton of purple marks right there. What I did is I scrolled out to the multi-year chart, 5-year chart, and these look like there are a lot of misprints. Penny stocks aren't the most popular, and so they have a lot of misprints. So as you can see, there's a bit of support, which supports a lot right there. So if I wanted to, I could actually add another line for that support. Roughly right there. And I have all these lines as potential resistance. So that way I'm not getting greedy and I can take a profit. Because I can always re-enter a stock if it's like breaking out, or if it spikes so high and it comes down to one of those lines, it's now support, and that's where I could buy for the bounce. They're just different levels. But as you can see, what I had chosen is right here because there's a lot of resistance. I would also choose it right there. I could do it up here. But I also don't know which lines are correct or not. So these are my guesses. Maybe they didn't spike here, but I'm going to go with the idea that they have. It's just better to be safe than sorry. And so let's go out to the 15 days. 1 minute. And it's a little slow. Okay, so this I don't really care for. It had its spike. It has its bounces. But it's still holding. But it looks like it's downtrending. And then it could go up again. So this one really needs a news catalyst. And today's the 25th. Okay, so there's been some tweets on it. Some people are watching it. I definitely think it needs news and for the pumpers to keep pumping it up again. I think this is one of the ones that they were pumping. Regardless, it's still some of the same patterns, and I just wait for them to spike so I can buy that panic. And it definitely needs to be up a lot more. 7%. Let's see, what did it look like 6 months? I'll wait till it comes back up on my radar for the top percent gainers. LMPX I was watching because it was on my top percent gainers, and it was amazing. I actually made $5,000 paper trading this when I shorted it, and I like to keep an eye on this one. So 6 months, it's going sideways. It could break out. Okay, so apparently you only get one video where I made it through without yawning. So, let's see, my internet. I need to charge it. Sorry about that. 1 month. 1 minute. And this isn't a very exciting process. And it's exciting because you have potential profits coming, but it's actually kind of boring, but this is what you gotta do. And so it spiked up a couple days, it's coming down, it's higher priced. Let's see, Twitter. And people are watching it. What's the most recent news? Monday Mover News. I will put this over with SPOM and TLSS because it's a higher price stock, and I'll just watch it because it's not really up enough really for me to really feel like I need to buy this. Sorry about this. Too big. There we go. Sorry, I just like it when I can see traders talking. And so I just put it up there. What is going on? Well, my laptop says it's still recording, so I guess we'll keep going. Anyways, DCAR is spiking. It still has a bit before it goes up to the resistance line, and it's uptrending. Let's go to the 1 month. Sorry for my internet issues. We'll see how it looks when I upload it. And I'm not gonna edit it, so it is what it is. Okay, so this one's going up. It's so choppy though. But it does have a morning panic. Sometimes I like to scroll in just to kind of see how. Yeah, I don't like when they behave like that, just sideways, because I'm still unfamiliar with it, so I'm just gonna exit out of it. I like this pattern. This is beautiful in my opinion. So you see how it has that first, it breaks out, you can buy the breakout, and you can even buy that breakout, but it's going up for a few days. Now I'll go out to the 6-month chart. Oh, it's just beautiful. This is what I look for, and it's a NASDAQ, so it's perfect. So I'll go back for the 10 days. I care about looking to see if they've done an offering. I don't see anything for offerings just yet. And so this is a chart I'm definitely going to be watching to buy the morning panic on Tuesday. Well, all throughout the week, really. I'm just gonna be sitting here waiting. But where am I looking for it to panic? What makes me know when to buy or just kind of expect it? You don't really know, but if you wait a long time, or not too long, but if you wait long enough, it should have a panic. I mean, it's starting to panic right there in the morning already. If I zoom in and show you. So if you bought this little panic, which didn't quite make this support, but it held this support, you would have made a nice amount on your money. I'm so bad at math, so let's see here. Let's break out the calculator. If you bought in at $2.39 and it went up not quite $1, so $3.27, 3.27 minus 2.39 equals, divide by 2.39, so it's 36%, if my math is correct. So that's not bad. Then you can buy other dips, but what I'm going to be waiting for, I'll zoom out, is for it to, okay, first look at the top right corner of my screen and you can see how it's 29%. I want that to preferably reach at least 10% panic, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 90%. The bigger the panic, the more potential bounce. So I'm just waiting for this to panic, hopefully to one of these support lines. If it breaks this support, I think it'll go down to this support, and that support, if it breaks that support, I think it'll continue going down. And that's how I base my support and resistance lines. So this is so far my number one top watch. Let's go to CLSK. This one is doing that sideways action. It has the potential to keep going down, but 205, it spiked up to 218. Take 10 cents, but it needs news. I would rather just exit out of it, even though it's down already and it could keep going down and then bounce. I'd rather just exit out, and then if I miss it, I know to watch it next time, or a stock that fits that kind of pattern. So this one's been up. It still has this potential to continue going down. It's down 13%. It kind of bounces. Alright, that one will stay on there. I mostly go off of chart patterns. Yes, I glance at the headlines, and if it really catches my attention, depending on what kind of pattern I'm playing, is how much I'll read the news. If I'm trying to buy a breakout or something, I definitely pay attention to the news more than I'm looking for panics to dip buy into. It just kind of depends. I like to play the chart patterns, as that's been pretty simple for me. So this one's spiked, it's coming down, it kind of bounces, but what worries me is how much this panics. So if I'm looking, if I'm looking for this to continue panicking down, I want a nice bounce, which it did bounce eventually, but it didn't bounce till like almost noon. And with my time schedule, that doesn't really work for me. So I'll keep it on the list, but I don't see myself necessarily trading it. And Mark, I have up twice, so I'll exit out of that one. And if you're wondering where I found these stocks, I have them on my top percent gainers during the week. And when my stocks to trade does this, I have to make the screen big, and then make the screen small, and I have to make it big again, and then it should fix it. Just a little hack in case you didn't know. Works for me, may not work for you. So this one, it went up a little bit. 15 days, it has a panic. See, I like these. I like these quick panics, and then how it goes up almost immediately. So 6 months, it's been gradually up trending, which is amazing. And so after that, okay, so it looks like it's peaking, and it has a history of panics. So this one, I'm going to move next to my other stock, and this is definitely on my radar for a panic. Ooh, I'm so sorry. So as you can see, it could potentially be consolidating and could spike up with a nice news catalyst, but I'm watching for it to panic. So if it spikes up higher, that's fantastic, because it's always good for them to go up, 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 because then they can come down, 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 and bounce, bounce, bounce. Did I look at surf? Yeah. That one, I'm waiting to see if it could panic. And ABB. All these patterns are kind of the same. This one's a lot like surf, and it has that gap where it could panic down. So it's on the watch list. It annoys me when this stuff happens. Sorry. Sorry, it's raining outside and gray, and it's putting me to sleep. So this one spiked up. This one has ran quite a bit, and it's just kind of fading. It's doing the sideways. It could panic back down, but it's kind of around a support line. This I'll just keep watching, but I'm so sorry. It just isn't really. How many people are talking about it? I'll just keep an eye on it. Watching. Make a good bump to next level this week. And always be very cynical of these stocks. Always expect them to fail. Don't just hold and hope. So it has a lot of float, but I know I know the market's closed right now, but this stock just bores me to sleep. It's not really doing anything. I'll just watch it. Oh my goodness. Let me do this again. I have no idea why it does that. There we go. So this one's just kind of going sideways. 6 months. I'm bored of it. Let's just take that one off. It could spike. Just go out. Go back in. Sorry for all these technical things. So this one is like the other stocks going sideways, and they could spike back up again. Ooh. But what yeah, because it's kind of uptrending. It could with a lot of news. Oh wait, what is this? Nano Dimension announces closing of 35.9 million registered direct offering. Where's that panic? So that's on the 22nd. What day is this? That's on the 22nd. Today's Monday. Is that on? Oh, where's my calendar? I don't care, it's new. So the 22nd was Friday. Huh. Why did nothing? Usually after these direct offerings, they panic. Let's read about it. Let's move my giant face over there. So Florida, first provider today announced it had closed previous announced American depository shares at a price of $2 per share. Okay, so we set 3. Choices of everyone approximately profile. So agent fees and other. In general, the offering was made pursuant to an effective shelf registration from F3. See filed with Securities Exchange Commission prospectus. Okay, has been filed with SEC available. This press release shall not constitute an offer to sell system. Provider of intelligent machines. Okay. Huh. So that maybe it's. I don't know why it didn't. It should have. Usually it panics just like this when there's an offering. So, did it do an offering before? An NDM. What day is this? This is the 20th. Okay, so it's just old news. Okay, so that's why I was confused. So I put the same news out again. On the 20th, right here where you see the big panic, that's what happens from a direct offering, and then it did bounce. And so they just put old news out. And it'll take quite a bit, possibly, for it to spike up again. It could be like GNUS and keep spiking. It depends on how much news they put out. And so I'll watch it. Oh my goodness, it did again. Okay, so this one has been going up. I like that. It was all the way down from the 4s and it's in the 10s. That's great. Let's go to the 6-month chart. 6 months, it's a trend change, okay, but it hit that support. It could keep, it could keep going. Earnings. Okay. So I believe this would be considered an earnings winner as it continued going. And these you can typically dip by earnings winners or by the breakouts on earnings winners. Let's go to the 15. 1 minute. And this one I'll probably just wait for a big dip to buy into. Or if it breaks out of this, let's see, if it breaks out above 1030. Line there. And cursor. Let's go to 2-year chart. So if it's about 230, so 220 was the high, so it could potentially go to 11. Okay. So I'll put, there it is. So 1130, so that's like $1 of upside. And then it could go on there, so 13. So I will definitely be watching OMP for a potential breakout as long as it continues with the good news. It's kind of low flow. So what I'm going to do is move this next to CLS and VBIV. Oh, there you go. So those are my 3 main ones that I'm watching. Is CLSN for a morning panic to dip buy into, OMMP for a breakout above 1020, and VBIV for a morning panic. So what I also do is I have a screener that I created, and let's see, listed, so it's on listed, and then let me move run. So what I'll also do is, like, I know Expo has been a runner. RENN, it was actually just on a video lesson I was watching. So, let's see. This one's starting to go up. 6 months. I definitely want it to break out and go a lot higher, because right now I'm not too interested in it, but I can put it up there just to watch. And it went red, so So Ren I recognize. And there were quite a few stocks. I have them organized by top percent gainer, so depository shares. 6 months. It's been going up, so I'll be watching RENN actually. I'll put this with my CLSN. So this one I'm definitely waiting for Morning Panic to dip by into. Reverse pre-market. What's Twitter? Signals on market cap. Not quite sure what that means, but so I'm definitely watching this because it's breaking out above previous highs. I recognize this ticker from all the video lessons. It's a former runner. Oh yeah, I am so watching this to dip by the Morning Panic on. Oh yeah. So it's good to study past video lessons. Like I said, I'll put a link below for Tim Sykes video lessons that I've been studying. It'll be my affiliate link. Because I want to share with you what I've been studying and what's working for me to learn all this stuff so that I can share it with you guys. And I haven't been trading this nearly as long as Tim has, so I want you to have access to the same information that I have access to, so you can be more accurate and better trader than me. But yeah, this is a beautiful breakout. Oh my gosh. Former runner, and definitely waiting for the panic. So I could go through all of these, but I'm mostly interested in these top percent gainers that are up here. And honestly, with these 76 results, if I didn't have all these stocks that I'm watching already, I really should actually go through all these. So I'm just going to look through them real quick. And I might as well show you guys, because I'm going to feel guilty if something's really good and I miss it. Not when I exit out, because there's nothing really there. And quite frankly, I'm not even interested in XSPA. If it keeps popping up, I'll look at it, but frankly, right now, I just don't care about it. It's too boring for me. NAVB, oh, already open. Okay, yep, right there. EUVFM. Okay, so it's an after hours. 6 months. Okay, it's really breaking out. 3 years. So I don't really care for this chart so much. And maybe if it were, yeah. So yeah, it has gone. It's done some reverse splits or something like that, but with having way better chart patterns, I don't care about this. There are too many better setups to look from. So Jen, let's go to GEN, and yeah, I just do this every day, really. This one's going up. I mean, it's going up, but we have better patterns to focus on. Not saying I wouldn't watch this, but why when there's way better setups? CFGN. Let's go through this. I mean, I could, but it's just not like, oh my goodness, I have to trade that. SNDL. Downtrend a little bit. Not saying it won't spike tomorrow and break out, but if it will, it'll pop up on my top percent gainers. CLSN is already one of my top watches. BIOL. So the reason why I'm also exiting out of these is, like I said, it'll show up on my top percent gainers over here. And I want multi-day runners. They're just what I'm focusing on right now, especially with my schedule. I don't need to focus on those. Sorry. So this one went up that day, it went up that day. It's kind of uptrending. Confused. Not too interested. I'm not saying it's a bad chart, but okay. So I could keep going through all of those, but we have a pretty good list right now. Got ones that I'm watching and ones that I'm really focused on. More so VBIV, OMMP, CLSN, and RENN. Then what I'll also do is look at Tim's watch list. Sorry, my kid. He's being watched by Grandpa right now. Okay, hold on, sorry. Come handsome. Come here, I gotcha. So, NNDM, that is on Tim's list from the other day. TLSCID and PTOF, CLSK, TLRY. You're not getting the laptop. Surf, FTSI, SNDL, XPSPON, AAWCLT. So yeah, some that I went over and just exited out. They could, but he's also teaching multiple different lessons right now, and so they are good for different kinds of breakouts and stuff and other just potential watches. They aren't what I'm looking for, so that's why I exited out of them. And I like to go over his watch list just to see if I'm on the right track, if I missed any stocks, and it's just good to have those that resource in your back pocket. And so this is how I made my watch list, how I make my watch lists, and I'll just watch them throughout the week. Sometimes it'll take months for the pattern to develop. And so yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching. I'll have the links below, and I hope you guys have a fantastic trading week. Hopefully you made it through and you haven't fallen asleep like I almost have. And so yeah, have a great day everyone, and I hope you enjoyed how I make my watch list. It is so boring, but it's worth it. See you everyone.